you can find something to spark a little bit of happiness to just get you through. It doesn't mean you're going to fundamentally shift every way that you feel.
No.
But if you can't be happy now, trust me, you are not going to be happy later.
Meow, meow. How are you doing today?
I'm so good, Meow Meow. How are you?
I am happy.
Oh, that's so good. I also am happy.
It's so amazing because this is our last episode
Of Series 1.
Series 1. Oh my god.
I think from the very first moment we decided we were making a podcast, this was an episode on the list.
Oh yeah, this was one of the many episodes, but many of the episode ideas that we were going to choose.
Choosing your happiness. Well,
God.
Kyla, do you think happiness is a choice?
Oh, I think everything's a choice. You mean you get to choose your reality, so why wouldn't you choose how you feel?
And I mean, happiness is a choice. It's really that simple, but I wish it was that easy. What's really important to note on a subject like this too is that we are not saying that you should always choose happy either.
No.
As a human, I mean, it would be borderline psychotic to will yourself to be happy about things that don't make you happy. So the phrase happiness is a choice does not mean that anyone is implying that happiness is what you should choose 100% of the time. But I think as humans, we experience thought more real than anything else. And so we have the privilege to kind of create a reality that is central to ourselves. My reality is different from your reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's different from anyone else's reality because our perceptions are giving us totally different feedback. So, essentially, it's our continuous and open invitation to find something that will spark happiness, no matter how small.
And it could be as small as
Cats.
it could be as simple as cats, or that you can be able to walk, or you can see, or you can hear, or you can feel.
Absolutely. It could be a really fantastic meal that you've had. It could be a song that you just love.
And you listen to over and over and over and over again.
Over and over again. And I think I definitely want to touch on positivity versus empowerment here. And I'll go into it a little bit later, but we can't always be happy.
No.
And that's really,
not real.
It's really okay. I think that you can find something to spark a little bit of happiness to just get you through. It doesn't mean you're going to fundamentally shift every way that you feel.
No.
But if you can't be happy now, trust me, you are not going to be happy later.
Mm-mm.
Beautiful.
No.
So it brings up a thought. What if happiness is obtainable in life, in the here and now?
Interesting.
And what if it's actually easily obtainable?
So the first thing that pops into my mind is, of the many quotes from Nhat Hanh. He's a Vietnamese monk. He's a global spiritual leader, a poet, and a peace activist, which I think is amazing.
Just love it.
So what he said, it is possible to live happily in the here and the now. So many conditions of happiness are available, more than enough for you to be happy right now. You don't have to run into the future to get more. And that quote speaks to me in so many different ways, because I do focus on the here and the now, but do I really?
Yeah.
When I first read this, did I really? I didn't feel like I did. I read the part of, oh, you don't have to run into the future you can have it right now. Holy
Yeah.
shit, I'm going to choose to be happy right now from the things and the people that are around me, because that does bring me happiness.
I think it kind of goes back to our mindfulness journey from our last episode. And if you can't experience it now, what makes you think that something outside of you in the future will allow you to feel it then?
Right.
Yeah, you're not present.
No, it's just a change of your way of thinking, or your change of reality of, okay, I'm going to be different now for my future,
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
my future self.
I'm going to allow it now.
Oh yeah. If
And
you
again,
don't, I mean, it's a choice.
Right. It is a choice. It's simple, but I wish it was that easy.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Oh God.
I was going to ask,
Please.
where do you think your happiness is right now?
Personally?
Yeah.
Where's my happiness right now? Oh gosh, I guess I couldn't choose. My happiness right now is,
I'm very satisfied. I'm very, very content. That is 100% my happiness right now.
wow.
I'm not like through the roof,
No.
not every day, but I am there's some great gratitude in there,
Yes.
and just content. God, I am more content than I've ever been in my entire life.
I would agree. I continue to feel that contentment through the many things I've been manifesting the last few months is now starting to come into my life, and I feel so grateful that my life exists because I've chosen my reality of what I want it to look like, and I'm continuing to change it.
Well, now let's go back to before you were manifesting
Yes.
good things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have that much
Yeah.
to maybe be grateful for, or you don't have a clear vision of the future,
Yes.
and choosing your happiness in those states of being.
Mm-hmm. I would still choose my happiness over anything, because I don't want to, because I think of the question of why would I choose to mourn on anger or frustration or the stress?
Baby girl, say it louder.
Why?
The people in the back.
Why would I mourn on these stressful emotions? Why would I
think
bring my energy into such a negative field when I can choose to?
I think you might mean grieve.
Oh,
Because, I mean, I suppose I
Interesting.
consider mourning being the full process of it.
okay.
But
yes.
grieve is like still sitting in that grief.
So like festering with
Yeah.
it. Okay. Yes. I think.
But I mean, comment below if I'm wrong.
No, please. I mean, I think.
Let me know.
I think both ways would. It just depends on how your personal
Yeah.
preference. But no, I mean, grieving would definitely make sense with that too. Is don't let. Why would you let any type of negativity fester in your mindset when you can choose to be happy? Yes, things can suck.
Mhm.
Things can be awful, but you're still alive, so that's awesome.
Right.
You can still breathe, so that's amazing. You can still eat. That's awesome.
Well, and it goes back to considering that you don't have to fundamentally shift what you're feeling right now.
No.
You can have those little itty bitty moments of gratitude
Mm-hmm.
that will just bring you back to the present moment, bring you back to the existence of you.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's okay that I'm feeling this way.
It is okay.
It is okay that I'm feeling this way. It's okay that I'm not happy right now. That's something I've had to learn. I've really had to learn that it's okay that I'm not happy right now.
Yeah, it is okay.
Yeah, and that's tough, but it's sure all right.
It is all right because because not being happy in this present moment gives you, or can give your subconscious mind, encouragement to find the way to be happy.
I think I want to mention too that why do I want to be happy over being sad? Because I've labeled one emotion good and I've labeled one emotion bad. Emotions are not good or bad.
No.
We label them.
I was going to say, do you think it's a societal label?
It's a little bit of a societal label, but no, the individual chooses. Some people feel very comfortable with anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think avoiding any emotion and saying, I shouldn't feel this way.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel this way. That's not going to work.
No,
That's not
because
going to work for
it
very
came
long.
up for a reason. So let's find out what that reason is.
Let's find out what that reason is. And even if we don't figure it out, let's let it be okay to feel that way.
Yeah, because
it's so important.
It's like dose. We're gonna feel all sorts of type of emotions.
Yes,
from this.
Let's get into the pleasure chemicals of why we do feel happiness. What are the pleasure chemicals that influence happiness in the brain?
So there are 4 different types of pleasure chemicals that influence our happiness. There's dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins.
Dose.
All of the good stuff. Yeah, it literally spells out dose. DOCC.
You're cute.
Wow, can't spell.
I think what's cute about dose too, I think what's helpful about the word dose as well is, to me and to my understanding of these, we control the dosage of these. And so imagine if you constantly have a happiness drug that's available to utilize every single day. So we'll get into them. Dose starts with dopamine. And dopamine I would say this is what we normally think about when we think about the happiness drug, quote unquote, because it's essentially like it is the end goal of a lot of the drugs we take. Dopamine feels really good, and dopamine feels like a lot of things, but to me, it always feels like accomplishments.
Oh, I gotta go get some more dopamine.
Better go accomplish something. That's a very cute way of thinking about it. But I think the misconception is that, and the misconception with achievement too is that we will allow ourselves to feel good once we have achieved the thing we set out to do. Whereas dopamine is an ongoing process. Any step that moves you forward will release that dopamine. And so dopamine is not only something you can control the dosage of, but it is something that you should be rewarding with yourself throughout the process of anything you do, It doesn't matter if you actually have an end goal that you're setting out to accomplish. Let yourself feel some dopamine hits throughout your day.
Yes.
If you're going to school, it doesn't matter if you didn't get all of your assignments done.
Nope.
If you got one assignment done, you did good. It doesn't matter if you slipped up on your diet and ate a cookie. You still ate a salad. You did good. It doesn't matter if you only did 30 minutes at the gym. You did 30 minutes at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dopamine is something you absolutely control the dosage of, and you should absolutely let yourself enjoy every single day.
Yes, you definitely should.
I'll let you go on to the next one.
Thank you. So there's definitely there's oxytocin. So oxytocin is a neurochemical that has helped all of us become social creatures. So it creates those connections between people, like Miss Cat and I. It makes us feel empathy, which has helped us feel close and bonds others when it's released. So when that oxytocin releases in our brain, we feel that trust and that connection with another person, which I think is so beautiful to be able to have.
Beautiful. I definitely feel happy.
Oh, yes. It feels good. It feels good to have those connections.
Think too about the honeymoon stage.
Oh, yes.
The honeymoon stage is it's just serotonin and oxytocin all up in you. It is so much release, and it feels absolutely fantastic.
What would be another example of oxytocin?
Okay, so like if a woman is pregnant and throughout her pregnancy she's having these kind of like short releases of, or it's kind of actually like a gradual continued release of oxytocin. So it's essentially what's bonding her with her baby. And so she's feeling oxytocin, and when the baby is born, it's kind of like, it's not all released, but it's kind of that full circle, that full cycle. And not only does it help get them through the pregnancy, it helps get them through the delivery.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this is that even though the woman is kind of secreting oxytocin throughout the pregnancy, the father's not, he's not connected to the baby. But the studies that they've shown have actually communicated that the fathers receive the same oxytocin hits when they hold their baby for the first time. So they don't need to be secreting it throughout the pregnancy process. They feel it the very same way. And that's what's
so
even
precious.
more beautiful.
It is.
What's even more beautiful is that it's not just because it's their biological child. They've done this with like gay couples and them holding their baby for the first time.
Wow.
Must be something about babies, man.
The baby, I mean, they're cute.
I think, and I just have to throw in there, I think it's probably because the babies have no judgment. It's like being connected with a dog or a cat. You're just looking into the eyes of something that is mesmerized by you. And, you know, I dare say you feel that energy.
Oh, well, I mean, you do.
You do.
There's also serotonin.
Yes.
So if you're in a good mood, and you've definitely got serotonin to thank. And if you're in a bad mood, I don't want to say blame, but I mean...
You got a lack of serotonin.
Yeah, you do. So it's a regulator. 80% of serotonin's receptors exist in the gut and are governed by your state of hunger. So, Kat, if you're hangry, you need some more serotonin in your life. So go eat some food.
Yeah.
Feed your gut.
That's really interesting. I did not know that.
You gotta feed your tummy.
Feed my tummy.
And the last one is endorphins.
Endorphins.
So endorphins are responsible for making pain or discomfort.
Masking pain or discomfort.
You are right. So it explains their association with fight or flight responses.
Yeah. So I think, you know, we're really familiar with endorphins being connected to exercise, and endorphins definitely influence serotonin as well. But when it comes to achieving happiness, I say quote unquote, endorphins are what helps you power through. Again, it's going to go right back to dopamine and allowing you to feel the benefits for making baby steps. So how can we start to take care of ourselves to regulate these pleasure chemicals more?
Well, obviously, the basics of taking care of yourself. And even if you're just in survival mode, just taking care of yourself through having regular sleep and hydrating your soul.
I'm happy you touched on that first. That's a really, really important thing to mention. If you're drained, I just don't know. Why would you be worried about happiness if you're in survival?
Exactly. If you are drained, well, there's probably something your body needs. It needs rest, or it needs water or food. One of those three things are probably the biggest steps to start anything to be able to regulate any pleasure chemical that you've got in your body.
And I mean, once you've started, once you know that you've taken care of yourself and you're hopefully on a track of regulating, a healthy lifestyle that will work for you and your body, getting in daily movement is really important. And I suppose I would also say practicing gratitude. Yeah.
So how has that felt?
Practicing in the past?
Let's say practicing gratitude, for example. How has that made you feel over time?
It reaps more rewards over time. At first, and something I just wanted to say is, we might be in survival mode in our bodies. Physically, we haven't had enough to drink, we haven't had enough sleep. But mentally, if your body is not worried about its survival, then your brain will go into psychological survival.
Oh, interesting.
So practicing gratitude, I think, is a really good way of reminding your brain that you're not going to die.
No, you're not going to die.
I think a lot of people in our society these days are going through psychological survival, and it's because the stakes are so high. The stakes are so high, and I don't think many of us are worried that we're not going to find food tomorrow, but we're terrified of disappointing our parents or being seen as a failure
Damn.
And I know that I used to be so concerned with things like that. So practicing gratitude was hard at first because my brain didn't want to allow it.
No.
Because it was more concerned at making sure I didn't fuck up.
Damn. That's so difficult too.
It is so difficult.
It's hard to break those habits of, okay, how can I move through and with this?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a practicing gratitude. And I know that you write every night in your journal, and you always have a gratitude list at the end of the day. And you've told me even that your lists used to be a lot shorter, and now they're just so long. You could keep going.
My 60 days is coming up here on the 27th. So I'm super excited here. It's very interesting. When I first started, my list was very short. Which was fine. I was like, okay, cool, I found these things. But now I run out of page because I'm like, I have so many things to be grateful for. And it's the smallest things of my creativity, to my cats, to my ability to stand up, to have rest, to such simple things that bring so much gratitude to my life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And giving them awareness that they deserve, because they give me love, so I need to love them.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
I love that.
Kat, how, obviously we've expressed how we've become happy in different ways, but are we happy every day?
Are you asking me if I'm happy every day?
I'll answer. I'll start off. I am definitely not happy every day at every moment.
I've seen you sad.
I do have sadness and frustrations and stressors. Those exist. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
And also, let's clarify that happiness does not equal perfection, and perfection does not equal happiness.
You are not perfect, my friends.
Yeah. Well, and having happiness doesn't mean you're perfect.
No.
I think all humans want to achieve happiness.
Yes.
It's not an achievement. It's an experience.
Wow. Hold on. Let's sit with that.
Okay.
I don't want to, here's the difference. I want to achieve happiness. I want to experience happiness.
Just feel how that feels in you.
I want to achieve happiness, or I want to experience happiness.
It's not an achievement.
Because once you achieve something, that means you've completed it. You're done.
You don't complete happiness.
Why would you put a cap on happiness?
Yeah.
Why would you even set a level of where you have to achieve to get there? What is that? That does not exist. It's the experience. So thank you for saying that. Holy shit, that is amazing.
Well, and I would say my relationship with happiness right now is it's not like I'm happy all the time, but I've recognized that if I want happiness later, I need to work on it now.
Absolutely.
And so rather than thinking I'll be happy when, I say I'm happy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to be struggling and suffering through this. I'm happy to be learning through this experience. I'm happy to be feeling sad right now. I'm happy to be with this feeling of insecurity now. I'm happy to be aware of it. And I'm sending love to it, you know?
It's just a change of...
I think you can feel two emotions at the same time.
Okay. Yes. Because we literally have 100 million things going on in our brain at once. Even if it's conscious or subconscious, there's so many things going on. So yeah, you can feel more than one emotion at a time. That absolutely, maybe one's stronger than the other, and that's fine.
Which is fine, you know, and so...
I felt happy and sad at the same time, and it's
all
stupid.
The time. Well, happy and sad feel so similar to me. There's some emotions that I still really struggle with, but sad is not one of them.
No.
I love feeling sad.
Oh, cute. So Kat.
Yes.
How can... what are some things that we've done personally or that you've done to make happiness easier?
Yeah. Well, and phrasing it as how to make happiness an easier choice.
Oh, interesting.
And I say easier because it's not an easy choice.
No, it's not.
not an easy choice.
But maybe it is.
Yes.
But how?
It gets easier.
Yeah.
It gets easier. So, I talked a little bit about positivity versus empowerment, but it's like training your brain to prioritize or value positivity. And so at first I was very dismissive of positivity, and then I got really on a positivity kick, and I was like, positivity is amazing. I'm going to be positive all the time. And then I had to be like, that's psychotic. And then I got into empowerment, and empowerment was really good because it allowed me to be positive without dismissing negative emotions.
Yeah.
So by saying value or prioritize positivity, it's that you see the value in it and you never ever dismiss it. Because while I can't 100% say that positive thinking works, I know negative thinking works, and it works negatively.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's what you put in is what you get out. So if you give positivity, you feel positivity. If you give negativity, well,
then you feel negativity.
Yeah.
It's a big cycle. The biggest thing that's helped me to value positivity is to flipping my negatives into positives. And what did I learn from that?
Right.
And, there's things that I suffer from, as I learn from them. But if I can say at the end of the day, I didn't know that yet.
I love when you say that.
I know.
You say it all
that was
the
so
time.
special. I didn't know that yet. And it's a mindfulness moment,
It is.
Yeah. All right. So what's another one?
I
How
would
have you
Oh,
explored positivity in yourself? What are some tips that you would give?
oh gosh, so many practices and findings of my own. One of my favorite things is like just checking up on people. So it's nurturing and enjoying the relationships that I share with
really
people.
Sweet.
Because I don't feel, this is going to be hard. In my past, I never felt like I had anybody that ever checked up on me as a friend.
Oh.
My mom would, and I love that. And I will always be grateful for that.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
But I never had any friend that ever, and that's why I felt like I've never had friends, because I never had anybody just shoot me a message to see how I was doing or what was going on or if they wanted to hang out.
And I think that's something you really value.
I do. I definitely value that because I make the conscious effort to stay connected with people. And if I make the conscious effort and show, like, for example, I will personally go and maybe once a day or every other day or once a week, I will shoot a message to every individual that is very dear to my life and important in my life and play a role in my life that I care about and I love them so much. Shoot them a message. Just something quick. It literally takes me like 3 seconds to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you so much. I'm proud of you. I miss you. And I hope you're having a good day. Or I hope you have a good day. Or I wish you a happy day. Sending you the good energy. Just sharing my love and recognition and showing and connecting with them that, hey, I'm thinking about you and you are important in my life and I want to show that to you. And that's through the simplest text message that you can possibly do.
I feel like it's such a good way to not only nurture a relationship, but also to spread happiness.
Absolutely. I mean, it's seeking out the happy people that you have in your life. It's research shows that happiness is contagious, and so is negativity.
It absolutely is. And it's so interesting because I think we're getting back into oxytocin.
We are.
Yeah, it's that connection that we all have.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's important.
It is important.
I also love living in the moment and savoring every part of life's pleasures.
Yeah,
so,
I think that is such a deciding factor in how much happiness one can experience.
I agree. I mean, focusing on what makes you happy. Focusing on what makes you happy to be alive. You can do that through meditation on focusing on this specific moment. You can do it for exercising your brain, having that mindfulness, which I think is so beautiful and pure.
Yeah, I'm so happy that we did that episode and that we can touch on that, because I think they
know.
really go hand in hand.
They do. All of these episodes go in hand in hand.
You're
so
absolutely right.
You listen to one, and I suggest for you to listen to another, but that's your choice. So thank you for being here. Anyway, so reminiscing on the happy memories or experiences, and they don't have to always be happy. They can be sad or angry or frustrating or really triggering.
I always wonder why that makes me so happy. Like, I can go through old Snapchat memories or like when you have those memories that pop up on Facebook, and it always puts me in such a mood,
because
and it's almost always a good mood.
I agree. And it's funny for me when I see those pop up. Like earlier today, I saw on my Facebook memories some old friends and some things I had said in like 10 years ago, which is so crazy to think, but it's because I get to feel that happy feeling of I'm here.
Yeah.
And I get to see what that was, whether it was good or bad.
Maybe it's a connection with your past self.
It can be a connection with your past self, which can bring that happiness because it's still you. Just you being you now.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I would say when I stop trying to fight and stop trying to control the world around me, it's just like going with the flow. It's so much easier to hold space for myself to experience that happiness if I'm not trying to control the world around me.
Right.
It takes a lot of energy to try and control the world around you.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah. It takes a lot of energy.
It wipes you out.
Absolutely it does. And usually you don't receive anything from it. You receive a lot of anger and frustration. So going with the flow, allowing life to be what it is, allow others to be who they're going to be, and allow you to be who you are going to be, creates so much open space to explore happiness.
It sounds like an intention.
Yeah. I think, and we've touched a lot on intentions, but if there's one thing I could wrap up this series with, it's creating your intention is so important. And the best intention you can create for yourself is, how am I going to show up today? How am I going to feel today?
Yes.
I completely noticed the difference in myself.
I love that. I'm proud of you.
Meow.
Meow. And going back to your intention and the morning, I mean, you can choose to let happiness be the intention for the day if you want, whatever that intention may entitle.
Imagine the difference. I am going to set out to be happy today, no matter what. I woke up in a fine mood, kicked it off with a great morning. I'm going to be happy today, no matter what.
No, it could be the worst day in the world and you can still be happy.
It really could be. You know, my intention for 2020 was, I knew I was going to grow a lot. I knew I was going to learn a lot.
How interesting.
But I knew I was going to love the journey no matter what. That was my only intention for the year. I will love the journey. I will learn to love the journey no matter what. And COVID hit. And guess what? This has been the best year of my life to date.
God, I agree.
Not because of COVID, but yeah, in spite of COVID.
Man, I appreciate the experiences that I've been able to have because of COVID.
I do too. And so I definitely have no ill will towards COVID and what's happened. And I have no ill will towards those who don't resonate with it, for those who are resisting it. Yeah. And I'm like, it happened either way, whether or not you choose to resist it or however you choose to feel about it. COVID doesn't care.
It doesn't give a shit.
It's a virus. Like, it has no care about how you feel about it. It's just revealing to you where you're not free.
Damn.
And to me, I came into the year with the intention, I've got some shit to work out.
Yep.
And I'm going to work it out.
Me too. How interesting.
And then I got a lot of time A lot of time to go into myself.
Yeah, because you were out of work too, weren't you?
I definitely was, yeah.
How long were you out of work?
I am still out of work. My business is not reopened.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I was out of work for about 3 months.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the time away from the job, it was such a blessing. It was such a blessing. And at first it was this opportunity, you know, and I even received unemployment, and I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever experienced. I've never just been given money to exist and pay my bills, thinking that my restaurant would already be open again, and thinking I'd be, you know, I do photography, and I do weddings, and I do real estate. And so I'm still working, but I'm not working like I was working. And I don't have this consistent incoming cash flow like I had before. And what it revealed to me is how I respond and how I feel about myself without consistent income. And it's revealed to me again where I'm not free.
Wow.
And I think I'm definitely getting to a spot where I'm really okay with that. And I don't have to relate my worth to my income.
No, you don't.
No, I really don't.
You are not. I
really don't. But this year had to teach me that. Or I had to learn that from this year.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
I love the growth that I've seen within you and within myself, Kat.
Yes. Oh my God. You've grown a lot. I can't even believe it. You didn't even need to grow. You were so good.
No, I wasn't.
Thank you.
I didn't know shit. I still don't know shit. But I love our growth and continuously growing, because God, I can't stop learning with you.
I know. I think I am always happy. I'm always some level of happy and content because I'm growing.
You are.
I'm growing, and that's my only goal.
That's what you should be happy about.
Oh yeah, and I'm always happy about it. I'm happy every single day. Literally just the other day, I was like crying.
Yeah.
And you came over and you like just sat with me in that space. And as I'm explaining out how I'm feeling and all the emotions that are coming up, I immediately say, I'm grateful for this experience. I'm grateful to be learning. I'm grateful that I can name this. And I'm grateful that I love myself through feeling this. And thank you for sitting with me.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I kind of sat on you, but
you did. You literally, you put a weighted blanket on me, and then you literally climbed on top of me. Like a cat.
I felt that that's what you needed.
It felt like you were purring on top of me. Beautiful.
Oh,
I'm happy all the time. I'm a lot happier with you too.
Oh, I'm happy. Very happy with you.
I'm happy in this space.
Again, I mean, it could be the worst day of your life, but you can find one thing that makes you happy in the day.
And you know what? You don't have to.
No, it's your choice, but I suggest it because that's a good way to start.
It's a great way to start.
That's how I started when I couldn't think of anything to be happy about. Was, okay, what can I be happy about? What one thing could I be happy about today? And it was as simple of someone smiled at me.
Yeah.
Someone at Starbucks paid for my drink in front of me. Like, oh, all right, well, I'm going to do it for the person behind me because it made me feel great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a slow but steady process for sure.
It's definitely our choice.
But it is definitely our choice. It's
I
one of
love
my
it.
favorite choices.
Oh, happiness. Or just choosing.
The choice to choosing how you want to feel, but now that I've incorporated happiness kind of into my daily life, and you know, I've accompanied it with all of my other emotions, I'm quite a bit happier with life.
Oh, good.
Because I'm always happy to be where I'm at. I'm always happy to be learning what I'm learning. I'm happy to be failing the way I'm failing. Yes. Like, what a privilege. What a privilege to learn what I need to learn right now.
God, it's amazing.
Through the difficult emotions, through the difficult circumstances.
We have the ability to learn. Hello. That's amazing. Maybe we're not learning, but I think we're learning.
Well, and I think the best part of this choice is that nobody can take my power away from me.
Mm-mm.
Nobody can control how I feel, because even if you trigger me, even if you've made me upset, even if you've hurt my feelings, or you've made me feel any type of way, I'm happy. Because I'm happy that you've revealed to me where I have blockage.
Yes.
I'm happy that I notice where I'm struggling. I'm happy that I love myself so that your opinions or words have no weight on me. I took my control back.
I'm proud of you.
In choosing my happiness.
You're so cute.
You are so cute.
Well, Meow Meow, I have to pee.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's wrap this up.
So I'm going to go pee. But I thank you for this series.
Wow, I thank you for this series.
And I'm so grateful for every opportunity and every moment and every cry that we've experienced through this.
I've learned a lot with you this last month.
God, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I'm so full of all of the energy for it and for you. And our next series is going to be some crazy shit. Some
It's
not so happy shit.
Yeah. It's going to be painfully transparent, but I can't wait.
It'll be so good. Kat, you have
Kyla.
a beautiful day.
You have a beautiful day. Have a
Goodbye,
happy and
Meow
beautiful
Meows.
day.
Bye.
Bye, Meows.
Alrighty, you lovely Meows. We love you deeply and we thank you dearly for joining us in our journey today.
Subscribe to the 6 a.m. Meow Meows to get notifications for future episodes. If you wish for more meows in your life, you can connect with us on Instagram for additional insight into the topics discussed, inspiration that has encouraged us, and of course, cats. We also include questions to ask yourself, writing prompts, as well as tools, tips, and tricks related to today's episode.
If you're more of a visual person, find us on YouTube for the video version of these podcasts, or you can join us on the conversations on Facebook. Share what you think, what you learned, or something you would like to add to our discussions.
To get in touch with us, or if you have any questions, email us at the6ammeowmeows@gmail.com.
All of these links will be listed below, so scroll on down to get connected.
As always, we are learning on this journey, so your comments, perspectives, ideas, and considerations are not only appreciated, but a fundamental part in helping us gain understanding and shifting our current realities.
Again, thank you for your time, and have a perfect rest of your day. Goodbye, beautiful Meow Meows.
Bye!